with what you're doing at that time, and it's creating that worth back in men and women of a certain age or whatever to understand that they mean something and they're needed back in society still.
Okay, now I'm going to end on this question, but we've got time, so you've got plenty of time to answer it. So, you know, obviously now in society there are a lot of parents that are separated, and you've got boys and girls both having part-time parents and being a part-time dad. Now, again, like with all these changes, you've got how do you be a full-time dad given half the amount of time?
That's the conundrum. You don't have to be. You have that expectation that, I know, I've been there, I've done it. I've made a lot of mistakes with my two children, even though they're adults now. But I would have them, especially being in the military, I couldn't do every other weekend. I didn't know, you know, maybe once a month, but then I'd get them for 4 days. I was trying to be a month dad in a 4-day session. You can't do that. The kids don't need it. It's too overwhelming for them. They just want their dad. They just want time. They want to play. They don't want you to solve their month's answers in 4 days, because all you're going to do is sit there and counsel them. They don't want to be counselled at. They want to be kids. They want to play. They want to go down the beach. They just want time. As you would have done if you were the child now. If you look back at your childhood, if you'd have been in that situation. So I spent a lot of time trying to do that, be a 24/7 dad. And you just cannot do it in a short amount of time. And they've got their lives, they've got their own friends, they've got their own circles. And just because you're not a part of it doesn't mean that you're not their dad. It's a matter of just being there for them. Take your values and what you think you need to do to be a dad out of the question. And the kids will tell you what they need. And just to be with them on the day, present, doing what they need to do. Well, it could just be a walk. They might just start talking whilst you're walking. They might talk when you're playing one-to-one basketball, but they'll come to you if you've got that trust and that relationship and you're just there. You're not lecturing them, you're not overly teaching them, you're not trying to take control of their life in that 4 days and then they go home and mum says you're not doing that. Just be there for them.
Yeah, I think one of the best pieces of parenting advice I got given by a cousin of mine was kids like pets. The more time you spend with them, the better behaved that they are. Mm-hmm. And I really did take that to heart. I've actually got a pretty decent kid. Well, I think he's pretty decent. Other people may disagree with me. But we're now, I mean, I'm hearing that, like, and the part-time dad. But now we've got this added element of, you know, what's going on right now. How does a male cope with, crap, I'm now stuck in the house with my wife. My wife is constantly complaining on Facebook about being stuck in the house with me as well, but, you know, she's no picnic either. I've got the kids in the house, you know, everybody's freaking out about homeschooling and not homeschooling and when school holidays start, when they don't start. What are some of the techniques or advice that you would give to a guy that's now in this situation where he's in his 4x2 house with his kids and he can't go anywhere?
Enjoy it as best you can. You know, the kids' dads are renowned for being the play partner. They're, as I was the clown, you know. Again, mum might be the more control and the more structured and the more you've got to do your homework and everything else. Take it as a positive. When would they normally get this time with their kids? They could make a huge bond with their kid that they haven't had because they've been working away on FIFO. They've been working 16-hour days, 6 days a week or whatever, and never had this opportunity to find out who their children are. And for me, that would be a massive positive, if you know what I mean, to learn what my kids really read, what they want, be a part of their life. Yeah, there may be times when obviously everybody gets on each other's nerves, and that's why you have loads of little rooms, and he can go off and be himself in another room for an hour, like I said, you know, with some structure, and watch his footy, watch a film that he wants to watch, and just say, look, just leave me alone for my little time, let me get my head around, go and have a soak in the bath for 4 hours, whatever he wants to do. You need to, I always say the same when I do relationship coaching. As a couple, there's 3 people in the relationship. You are Nigel, as me, for what I need and what my needs are. but I'm a husband, and I've got to look after my wife's needs, and I'm a dad, and I've got to look after my children's needs. It's like the fire triangle. If you don't serve every element of that triangle, one thing's going to break down. Now, you can be everything to your wife and you can be everything to your children, but then the men end up with the problems because they've lost their identity.
Yeah.
You know, you can be everything to your kids and everything to yourself, and then you have no relationship and no love with your wife. So it's a matter of trying to give time to each element of that, whether it be over a week, over a day, over a month, but allocating time. So you still need to be you. You still need to be the husband, and you still need to be the lover, and you still need to be the dad, and you still need to be the clown. Keep those elements alive in your life the best way you can. I'm not saying structured of 9 till 10 I'm just going to be Nigel and the kids can have me from 10 till 12. Not that way at all. You've got to be spontaneous with it. But there's got to be times where the wife understands, because she's going to need time out, because she's still the person that she is, like you are, Lynn. There's going to be times where the kids want to be in their room and away from mum and dad.
Yeah.
Don't take that as an offence that they're not there when you want them to be there. Allow them their time, and when they come back, be there for them and be present. Be present for your wife when the kids have gone to bed, and have that couple of hours for you. And it's just serving and being present at the time to deal with the situation.
Okay, but we're now getting a little bit more specific, because obviously there's a lot of guys out there and ladies that have currently just lost their job,
Mm-hmm.
or work's let them go for a period of time. Now that in itself, we've both been in that situation where we've lost our job and we're trying not to freak out going, my God, I don't have money coming in. How, you know, and yes, I know the government's doing their thing to help alleviate a lot of that stuff. What's something that you could recommend to guys? I know we've pretty well, but that's really specific. Like, how do you, you know, you've lost that huge identity of your job, whatever it was. You're the, you know, and again, going back to masculine, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you're the breadwinner, you're the guy that keeps a roof over their head, you're the guy that has food in there, and, you know, you're the guy that's trying to find the toilet paper. Like, how do you mentally survive, or how do you, like, what can you do mentally to just keep a smile on your face?